Hey y'all, hey, you have just reached your favorite faith coach over here to Talk with T. Over here to Talk with T, we talk about everything from love to money and everything in between. And speaking of love, that's what my video is about today. I got married, y'all. 8/17/2025. When I tell you, it was beautiful. So the video today, what we're talking about is my pros and cons of a destination wedding. We got married at an all-inclusive adult resort in Negril in Jamaica at the Hideaway. So a few of my pros for having a destination wedding is, for one, the ceremony location. Picturesque, beautiful. I couldn't act. I'm gonna pop something around here. Absolutely amazing, right? I've always wanted a destination wedding, and I mentioned this before on the channel since Martin and Gina. If you never saw the show in the 90s, Martin, I'm the man, right? When they went away and eloped, I sat there that episode and I'll never forget it like it was yesterday. I said, that's how I want to get married. So this is my second marriage wedding. The first one was low key in the house. Can't even explain, don't want to explain why. But this one, my husband let me just do what I wanted. And he knew it was gonna make me happy. So he didn't want that. He wanted it to be just us. He wanted us to elope, to go away to Jamaica. He wanted to keep everything, between just us. But he allowed me to invite people, and he invited people. So this is a pro and a con. The pro is, reason number two, the pro is you are going to invite a lot of people, right? And you don't have to worry about all these opinions because everybody's not going to show. But that's also a con because everybody ain't going to show. I just felt like if, I got to take these off. It's too hot. I'm burning up. I'm in the car. I'm in the studio. I just felt like if, I had a wedding home here in the States, everybody would have showed up. But some people really only come to your wedding to be nosy. So the pro for that is nobody could be in my business, right? And not that I had anything to hide. Now, another pro is the cost. The cost. The wedding, it was the wedding of my dream. It was perfect. It was so beautiful that that's all my husband could talk about. He like, baby, you got that off. Baby, that was beautiful. So if a man, and the type of man he is, a tough one, could see that and just take it all in, it was amazing. But here, now this is also a con. Was the cost. I felt like having to pay for so much for the room and then for the package that I chose, and then you had add-ons. So it was way cheaper than having it here. But to me, I feel like it could have been cheaper than that. It really, to me, because I know some years ago when my ex-husband and I, when we got back together, we were gonna marry again, because mind you, we had gotten divorced. Pardon me. We were gonna marry again when I was doing the research, but of course yesterday's prices ain't today's prices, and I think somewhere in the back of my mind, I think that's what I'm going on. Like, oh, but I know back then it was only gonna cost me for everything $5,000, and so I paid more than that. But at the end of the day, I still paid less than what people will pay. The average wedding in the States is anywhere from $20,000 and up. Okay. I'm not doing that. I didn't pay nowhere near that, and I'm so grateful. So now, another pro is You get your honeymoon, you get your ceremony, and you get your vacation all in one. So for Jamaica, what we had to do, we had to be there 3 days prior to the wedding. So our wedding was on a Sunday. So we had to arrive, and they count that day. We had to arrive that Wednesday. They set up residency, and what I like is the people did everything for us. I just had to send certified copies of all of our documentation, and they did it. So at the day of the wedding, because our wedding was on a Sunday, I didn't want to marry here because I wanted that date. That is my husband's mom's birthday. She's deceased. She passed away years ago, and he proposed on that day, and he wanted to marry on that day. So we couldn't marry in the States, and I was respecting that. And I heard a lot of people say like, oh, I don't know how I would feel about that. That's his mother. If that's how he want to honor his mother, let him honor his mother. For one, he ain't gonna never forget our anniversary date. That's for one. And for two, I thought it was special, and I thought it was sweet, and I went with it. We got engaged 2024, 8/17/2024. We got married 8/17/2025. So I said the cost, I said the location was beautiful. Now here's a con. Okay, so we had to be there 3 days before to set up residency. So that's part of the vacation. Then the ceremony was that Sunday. And we stayed 3 to 4 days after. There was the honeymoon. So we had vacation, ceremony, and honeymoon all in one. And it was absolutely beautiful. Now, I do have some gripes with the Hideaway. Beautiful resort. Here's a con. Some of my guests, their rooms were not up to par. Here's another con. Now, our room was immaculate. It was beautiful. Beautiful. We had butler service. We got to use some things on the resort that other other guests were not able to use. But here's also a con to that. Some of my guests came to me. Oh, my room is messed up, and I'm sorry to hear that, but I don't work here. I picked this place based off of reviews. That's how we do. It was all inclusive. It was a couple's resort. That's why I picked it. I had one guest tell me today that when her and her friend checked in, the room wasn't up to par. She said, the only reason why I'm saying this to you is because you're talking about it. She said, I would never tell you that. But then I have other guests that were telling me and feeling like I was responsible. I only chose the place. Listen, you could have had a situation like Martin and Gina and Pam and Tommy when they went to that island and they had to fight that big thing. And then next thing you know, I think they ate it. I don't know, child. But that wasn't the case. Those people were responsible for making the rooms okay. One of my guests, they upgraded her room, and that was nice. The other guests, they came and they cleaned it. The other one, they came and cleaned it. And the one that told me today, she said she wasn't even going to tell me, but because I mentioned it. No, I'm not responsible for the room. That could have happened anywhere. That could have happened at a 10-star diamond resort, because anything is possible to happen. So that's a con and a con. The room sometimes ain't right, and your guest's gonna charge you. The pro is you get in your package your ceremony site, your cocktail hour, and you get your reception. The con to that is, depending on the package, I tried to stay at a certain budget. So my reception, this is a con, it was only 3 hours. My husband and I two-step all night. I could have two-stepped a little longer, but when I brought this up to my daughter, I was like, I think I want to pay the additional for more time. And she was like, so this is a pro. If you do a destination wedding and your reception is 3 hours, you're on a resort. There are clubs, there's parties, there are activities. I went to the room, I got myself together right fast. You know, a little sprinkle in the shower right fast. And I had a dress that I was going to wear to the meet and greet. But it didn't make sense for us to have the meet and greet because my girlfriend, she came from down south and she had the gift bags. And I ended up getting sick that night. So she was the last guest. By that time, everybody had got familiar with each other. And let me tell you something. I was nervous about how people would interact, and everybody didn't have fun. Everybody, but the majority of us had an amazing time. We had so much fun that I'm planning, because my birthday is a week before my anniversary. I'm planning a birthday / anniversary / family reunion because we got along so well and it was so beautiful. And then my cousin, her anniversary is around this time, and his brother anniversary. So we're just going to do something again next year because that's how much fun we have. And that's a con. Everybody's not going to have your type of fun, but let people have the fun that they want. Like I said, I like the two-step. Me and my husband, we will dance all night at a situation. But everybody ain't going to do that. I'm going to wrap it up because I don't want the video to be too long. But I'm going to come back because I have more to share about this beautiful destination. And every chance I get throughout this video, I'm popping in some pictures or something. But y'all, it was beautiful. Until I see y'all again, remember, stay blessed, stay encouraged, and do what you want. Later.